Alright, rev up those engines, guys and gals. Today, we're deep diving into the automotive world's wildest engine monstrosities. This isn't your subtle purr of a German V8 kind of list. Oh no, we're talking about cars with engines so massive, they're basically automotive Godzillas, with a fuel bill to match. Some of these beasts were handcrafted, some modified beyond recognition, but all have one thing in common: absolutely colossal engines that practically vibrate with raw power. So let's jump in with the big guns. Here are 9 cars with the most extreme big engines. Just don't get too close, or you might get caught up in the blast radius. The Packard Bentley. Starting off with a car that looks like it was built for the sole purpose of testing humanity's eardrums. This British beast combines Bentley's signature elegance with the raw, unapologetic power of a Packard V12 engine, originally intended for aircraft. That's right, the Packard Bentley is the marriage of a vintage 1930 Bentley chassis and a 42-litre Packard V12 engine. This Frankenstein's monster of a car is just enormous. Think of it as the automotive equivalent of wearing a tuxedo to a monster truck rally. It's fancy, but when you hit the pedal, it's pure chaos. This engine was originally designed to keep a plane in the air, and now it's in a car. So yeah, that gives you an idea of just how insane the Packard Bentley really is. The Napier Bentley. Sticking with the theme of engines that belong in the sky, not on the ground, we have the Napier Bentley. Born in the 1930s, this is another British oddball with an identity crisis. It packs a Napier Lion aero engine, a 24-litre W12 originally developed to power military planes. So if you thought 6-litre engines were impressive, let the Napier Bentley put that into perspective. This is 4 times bigger. The Napier Bentley has become a bit of a legend at vintage racing events in the UK, where spectators come just to hear it roar. It's got a top speed of over 160 miles per hour, and trust me, when that W12 is growling at full throttle, you'll hear it before you see it. And honestly, the Napier Bentley sounds like it's having the time of its life, terrorizing the countryside. If you're enjoying this video so far, don't forget to like and share. Okay, let's keep going. The Brutus BMW. Next up, we've got the Brutus. Now, if a car's name is Brutus, you can bet it's not going to be subtle. This machine combines the body of a 1908 American LaFrance chassis and a BMW V12 engine that originally powered, wait for it, a plane. That's right. This is another aero engine that somehow found itself in a land-based vehicle. It's a 46-litre engine too, which is frankly more engine than you could ever reasonably need. This engine alone weighs more than some entire cars. It's as if someone said, let's take this engine that looks like it's built to launch a missile and put it in a car. The Brutus growls, spits and guzzles fuel like it's in a constant state of rage. But don't let the aggression fool you. This car is a spectacle, drawing crowds and camera lenses wherever it goes. The Fiat S76. Now, let's talk about the Beast of Turin, also known as the Fiat S76. If you thought Fiat was all about small, adorable cars, think again. This monster has a 28.5-litre 4-cylinder engine. Yes, you heard right. 4 cylinders. This thing could practically swallow a Fiat 500 whole. This Fiat was built in 1910 as a land speed record challenger, and its only purpose was to go insanely fast in a straight line, scaring the daylights out of anyone nearby. The engine practically jumps out of the car when it's running, with massive flames shooting out as it roars. There's really nothing else like it, and it's about as far from a city-friendly Fiat as you can get. The Blasterline Special. What do you get when you put a tank engine in a car? Well, something like the Blasterline Special, also known as Jay Leno's tank car. It's powered by an M47 Patton tank engine, specifically a 29.4-litre V12 Continental engine. Yes, that's right, a tank engine. Jay Leno took this behemoth and decided, let's make it street legal. It's about 20 feet long, weighs 10,000 pounds and guzzles gas as if it's going out of style. And with 810 horsepower and 1,560 pounds per foot of torque, this car isn't just big, it's outrageously powerful. Let's just say, it's not going to be winning any awards for fuel economy, but that's not really the point, is it? The Rolls-Royce Meteor Special. This next car also has an engine with a bit of a military pedigree. The Rolls-Royce Meteor Special packs a Meteor V12 engine, essentially a detuned version of the Merlin engine used in World War II Spitfires and Lancaster bombers. With a displacement of 27 litres, this engine was born for the skies and only adapted to the ground much later. It's got 600 horsepower, which doesn't sound like a lot in modern supercar terms, but this thing is massive. It's like driving a private jet on wheels. The engine's got that deep, throaty roar that makes you feel like you're in a World War II movie. For anyone with a taste for historical muscle, the Meteor Special is a true gem. The Thunderbolt. Let's go back to the 1930s with the Thunderbolt, one of the biggest, baddest British land speed record cars. This isn't your average speedster though. The Thunderbolt had two Rolls-Royce R-Type engines, each with 37 litres of displacement. That's a total of 74 litres in one car. Let that sink in for a moment. With all that power, the Thunderbolt broke the land speed record twice, achieving over 350 miles per hour in its heyday. It was designed with absolute power in mind, and while it looks like a bullet on wheels, it's got the raw presence of a freight train. In terms of sheer size and purpose-built aggression, few cars can match the Thunderbolt. The Merlin-engined Rover SD1. Now, here's a slightly more obscure gem for all of you engine fanatics. The Merlin-engined Rover SD1 is what happens when you combine an average-looking family sedan with a Merlin V12 engine that once powered World War II fighter planes. It's almost like putting a rocket on a bicycle. The car still looks like a regular Rover, but it has the beating heart of a Spitfire. The Rover SD1 with a Merlin engine is the ultimate sleeper, except that it doesn't stay sleepy for long. Fire it up, and it sounds like the Battle of Britain. This car is both ridiculous and brilliant, and it's an absolute treat for anyone who's a fan of old-school British engineering, and who doesn't mind an exhaust note that could summon the RAF. The Peterbilt Semi with a P51 Mustang engine. And for our grand finale, we're going over to the land of big trucks and even bigger engines, the United States. Imagine taking a Peterbilt truck and swapping in an engine from a P51 Mustang fighter plane. That's right, this Semi has a Rolls-Royce Merlin engine, the same one used in the famous Mustang. With its chrome exhaust stacks and custom red paint job, this Peterbilt looks like it belongs on a movie set. When it fires up, it sounds like it's ready to take off, not hit the road. The power and torque are off the charts, making this truck more suited to tearing up the tarmac than hauling cargo. It's a real beauty if you have a soft spot for audacious engineering and American excess. And there you have it, 9 absolute monsters of the motoring world. These cars didn't just break the mold, they smashed it, set it on fire and laughed as it burned. Each of these giants stands as a testament to humanity's endless fascination with speed, power, and making things that are hilariously over the top. So next time you're in your trusty sedan and feeling like it's not quite enough, just remember, there are people out there driving around with engines built for warplanes. Now that's extreme. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe so you can enjoy more content like this.